ground ball up the left side. Pass, roll in. One will score. It's in the gap. It gets by the outfielders. Jordheim goes back. Two will score. Here's the throw down to third. Not in time as Welsh.
Ivy throws it back in. We'll see if the relay comes home. It does not. It's an RBI single.
Called strike three.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Kindred for the final day of the North Dakota Region 1 softball tournament. It's a state qualifying game to begin with Central Cass taking on Hillsboro-Central Valley. The Squirrels have made state every year since 2012 as they look to make their way back again. They dropped a one to Kindred Richland yesterday, a 3-2 loss, sent them into this got a win to get in game against the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros. They picked up 2 wins yesterday, defeating Enderlin in their first matchup and then defeating Northern Cass in the nightcap last night. As they're trying to make back to the state tournament. It's first time since 2019 here for Hillsboro-Central Valley. It's the Squirrels and the Burros coming up. This is the Irie Insurance pregame show. You're watching on yourliveevent.com.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at RDK Enterprises, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Spring is here and the scenery while driving down the road will soon be filled with farm machinery planting this year's crop. Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with Irie Insurance. As fieldwork begins, we want to remind you to take extra caution when approaching large, slow-moving machinery traveling down the road. A successful crop year is one that is accident-free. Irie Insurance offers all lines of insurance and we would love the opportunity to visit with you. For our contact information, please visit our website at irieins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Irie Insurance pregame show as the wind blows here in Kindred. I had a little bit of a reprieve from it for the most part yesterday. It's back again here today as blowing in to us as we sit behind home plate, broadcast on yourliveevent.com, bringing you your Irie Insurance pregame show. Your trusted personal business and farm insurance provider is Irie Insurance. They remind you to be on the lookout for farm machinery on the roadways or coming into or out of a field. And remember, stay safe. Allow everyone time when traveling the roadways. That message from Irie Insurance. Online, irieins.com, the website for more information. Central Cass Squirrels, Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros. Let's dive into the matchup by talking with the coaches. Here with our pregame coaches' comments. Up first, head coach for Central Cass is Scott Kost. You got to get the win. First, though, let's go back to yesterday. And here, I'm sure for the girls, a little bit of a disappointing loss.
Yeah, they, we kicked the ball around a couple of times. It cost us a couple runs there. And, they're a good team. I mean, you can't make mistakes against Kindred. Because they'll make you pay for them. So we just got to play a little bit sharper today.
Well, you hope you get that rematch later today then. So Hillsboro-Central Valley, first obstacle for you. Recent memory, what's it been, 8 days since you played them last?
Yeah, we just played them a little bit ago, although they didn't throw closey in that one. So, I expect a good game. Corey's got them playing well right now, and they had to come through the bracket the hard way. And so I'm you know, they want this win, and they want this win so that they can qualify for state, and so we got to go out there and we got to play our game here.
What is the game that you need to see from the Squirrels then?
You know, we can't kick the ball around. I mean, so it starts with pitching and defense. I always say the same thing, and then, you know, hopefully we'll put the bat on the ball a little bit better. We had some at-bats yesterday where I felt like we pressed, and we just got to relax and, you know, do a better job offensively as well.
All right, Scott, thanks so much for the time. Best of luck. We'll talk afterwards.
Super. Thanks for the coverage.
That is Scott Koss, the head coach of the Central Cass Squirrels, as they take on the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros. We'll talk with their head coach, Corey Erickson, when we come back. This is your Ira Insurance pregame show on yourliveevent.com.
Trail District Health Unit is here to provide you with health and wellness services, including health education, blood sugar and hemoglobin screenings, blood pressure checks, vaccinations, free COVID home tests, vision and hearing screenings, home care visits, limited-term medical equipment, and more. Contact Trail District Health for information about childhood or adult immunizations and where you can get them. Call Trail District Health Unit at 701-636-4434. Trail District Health is here to prevent, promote, and protect. Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
You still can. That offer's always extended. Ira Insurance pregame show on yourliveevent.com. Central Cass Squirrels, Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros. We talked with Coach Kost for the Squirrels. Let's now talk with Coach Corey Erickson, head coach of Hillsboro-Central Valley, with our pregame coach's comments.
Cass, well, as the Burros ready to take on the Squirrels, how is the team feeling after a couple games yesterday to come play today?
You know, I feel like yesterday the pressure was on more so for us, and today I kind of feel like the pressure's not on us. You know, they're the number 1 seed, we're the number 2 seed. I kind of feel like, you know, we should feel like the pressure's all on them. You know, they're back to back, whatever, state champions. So, you know, we want to give them a good fight. We want to play our best softball here today, and, you know, win, lose, keep our heads held high, and know that we had a good season, but really want one more win to give ourselves a chance to go to Minot. I was joking with the kids that we were supposed to go to Minot last year for East-West crossover. It snowed in Minot, so we couldn't go. We were supposed to go this year, but with the way the spring was pushed back, we didn't get a chance. They needed field time, so I said, well, let's get a trip out to Minot. Let's earn one here today, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, hopefully you get to make those plans to do so. Like you said, you got to play your best softball. What's this team got to do that?
Limit mistakes. Central Cass is going to put the ball in play. They're going to test you. They hit well, they field well, they pitch well, they do everything well. They got a host of athletes out there. You know, Serena needs to come out and pitch like it might be the last game of her career. You know, she needs to come out and pitch her best and not be scared of that. Defensively, we got to keep the ball in front of us, knock it down, make plays. And offensively, they're throwing Tori Richter against us. We didn't hit so well against her last time. We need to make some adjustments, shorten up, and try to poke the ball into the outfield and see what happens.
All right, Corey, thanks for the time. Best of luck. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Thank you so much.
Corey Erickson, head coach of Hillsboro-Central Valley softball, as they take on the Central Cass Squirrels. Winner will punch a ticket to the state tournament, and we'll have a second game coming up with Kindred Richland for a region title on the line here today. That's coming up on yourliveevent.com, as this is your Ira Insurance pregame show. We'll have our starting lamps opening pitch coming your way soon here on yourliveevent.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Hi, I'm Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank, and I would like to know your story. Our lives and our businesses are comprised of events. We have all had our failures and successes, and these events define our character. If your character includes values like trustworthy, respectful, honest, and responsible, then your story matches well with ours, and we would consider it a privilege to be your financial partner. At the Goose River Bank, we believe that a strong bank builds strong communities. The Goose River Bank, member FDIC.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Thank you for joining us here today on YourLiveEvent.com. From Kindred, myself, Jake Berkmar, alongside Chase Miller, ready for the final two games of the Region 1 softball tournament. State qualifier up first, an elimination game for one of these two teams. The other one will go to the region championship. It's Central Cass, the number 1 seed, and the number 2 seed, Hillsboro-Central Valley. Let's look at our starting lineups here today. First up will be the Borough batting order, as they will be the away team as the low seed in this side of the bracket. Will be Peyton Quam, the catcher, leading things off, followed by shortstop Kaylee Kittleson, pitcher Serena Closey. Third baseman, it'll be Ellie Weiss in the number 4 hole. Danielle Dubois will bat 5th, play first. Santa Kritzberger is in center field. Megan Ensign is at second base. Evelyn Willison will be the designated player today, batting in the 8th spot. And it will be Jorah Leesberg in left field, rounding out the batting 9 for Hillsboro-Central Valley. That's their starting lineups, brought to you by American Crystal Sugar Company. You can live the sweet life. Find out about great careers and quality products with grower-owned American Crystal Sugar online, crystalsugar.com. Looking at the defense of the Central Cass Squirrels. Behind the plate, doing the catching will be Paige Wixel. Mickey Prochnow takes first base. Whitney Mitchell at second. Grace Fletchock at shortstop. Katie Sinner taking her spot at third base. Sophie Sherwood will be in left field. Taylor Severson in center field. Camry Nelson in right field here today for the Central Cass Squirrels. And doing the pitching will be Tori Richter. There's your starting laps for the Central Cass Squirrels. Again, brought to you by American Crystal Sugar Company, crystalsugar.com, the website. Find out about great careers and the quality products with American Crystal Sugar and live the sweet life, crystalsugar.com. Here's our starter lineups are ready to take the field. We'll have our national anthem, and then it's time for the first pitch. Coming up, state qualifying elimination game. Number 1 seed, Central Cass. Number 2 seed, Hillsboro-Central Valley. It's the Region 1 softball tournament on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club is made up of parents, fans, and community members who work together to build team and community spirit. The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club supports Hillsboro and Central Valley students in their school activities, and they encourage all students to be involved in the activities at your school. The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club takes great pride in uniting the communities to support the boroughs. Congratulations to the area graduates, and best of luck in your future endeavors from the Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club.
The Kindred Vikings Booster Club is an organization of parents and community members that supports and encourages the advancement to Kindred athletic programs, focusing on wholesome school spirit, promoting good sportsmanship, and developing high ideals of character. For more information, or if you'd like to be part of the Kindred Vikings Booster Club, send an email to kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. That's kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Vikings!
Before we get to our first pitch, a look back to the journey that brought us to this stage where we are with 2 games remaining in the Region 1 softball tournament. Back on Friday the 19th, it was the number 6 seed Northern Cass over the number 7 seed Maple River, 24-7. That set up Saturday's game with Hankinson, Fairmont, Campbell-Tidjo, Rushholt, Lidgerwood defeating Enderlin 10-6. Kindred Richland would get the win over Northern Cass 8-1. Central Cass defeated then the Pirates 10-0, and Kindred Richland over Hillsboro-Central Valley 7-5. Brought us to yesterday with the elimination game starting things off. Northern Cass defeated the Hankinson, Fairmont, Campbell-Tidjo, Rushholt, Lidgerwood 10-1. Hillsboro-Central Valley got a victory over Enderlin 16-6. Kindred Richland in the championship side of the bracket with a 3-2 victory over Central Cass. And then Hillsboro-Central Valley with the 5-3 victory over Northern Cass in the nightcap. And that brings us to where we are right now with Tori Richter ready to fire in our first pitch as Peyton Quam takes it low for ball one. Time of first pitch, 4:01 p.m. here on a sunny Tuesday afternoon. So we'll have the afternoon into the early evening here with the 4 and 6 o'clock scheduled game times. 1-0 to Peyton Quam. Missing up high for a ball. 2-0 to the Borough leadoff hitter, Kaylee Kittleson and Serena Closey on deck in the hole. Scheduled batters in inning number 1. Richter delivers his bunt shown, pulled back, slapped through the hole at second base. Quam, she'll take a turn as the ball is misplayed there in the outfield. Defense slow to get to it, and it'll be a single with a one-base error. There, so just running to pick up the ball and just barehanding it, slipping out of the hand, really. That's all it was. I don't think the grass is wet out there, Chase.
No, a really good job, too, because as she went to bunt, the first baseman for Central Cass came down the line, Jake, so it opened up that hole on the right-hand side, and that's exactly what the Burros were able to do is they work early, and anytime you talk to coaches in an elimination game, it doesn't matter what the game is, but get a lead early, right? Allow your pitcher like a Serena Closey. These two teams met a week and a half ago in Castleton. Serena did not pitch in that game because the seeds were already locked. So, for the Squirrels, it's been a little while since they've seen Closey on the mound.
Here's Tori Richter, sends it as bunt is shown, throw pulled back, and the runner goes for third. So Quam will steal, and it will be called ball one. So a 1-ball, 1-strike count, and runner on third now for Kaylee Kittleson, the shortstop for Hillsboro-Central Valley.
And I should say circleman. So used to calling baseball games, Jake, we hit the mound, instead of the circle here for softball.
Yeah. Here's the pitch low for a ball, 2-1. Well, yeah, you were calling all those Region 1 baseball games, so it makes sense that you're in a little bit of a baseball terminology mode right now.
And congratulations to both programs, Central Cass and Kindred Richland, on a really nice season. The Squirrels just were able to muscle it out in the 7th inning.
Just swing and a miss, even the count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, as you hear the wind gusting through the microphone, coming in kind of from all that left center direction towards home plate. Here as we sit just off the third base side of home plate. Fall to the backstop, count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Kaylee Kittleson with Peyton Quam standing at third base after a leadoff single, going to second on an error, and stealing her way to third base.
This is the definition of small ball wins the day, Jake, I think, with Mother Nature.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Richter gets Kittleson to swing through it for out number 1. We'll bring up the Borough pitcher, Serena Closey. Here's Closey looking to, well, as you said, give herself an early lead in this one. Another thing that we look at here after this pitch, a bunt is shown, pulled back, it's high for a ball. Talked with Coach Kost, he said, yeah, we kind of mishandled some balls yesterday. Didn't want to see that. Will happen on the first batter here with that extra base being granted to Quam and then stealing her way to third. So already just 60 feet away. 1-0 offering, bunt showed, pulled back, it's inside, and they're going to watch the runner Quam back to third base. She's looking itchy out there, wants to run.
Yeah, and if you're Quam, you don't want to get picked off, though, taking an extra step too far, because Central Cass got a pretty good catcher behind the plate with a good arm.
Here comes, no, here's the ball gets away, and apparently that second pitch was a strike. As I'm looking at the scoreboard, it's now 2-1 the count. So 2-1. Quam did bait the catcher yesterday into that throw down to third, and then the overthrow allowed her to come in and score a run. There's a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Serena Closey.
And Richter does have strikeout capabilities, to get herself out of an inning, Jake. She can do it herself in the circle.
One down, runner on third. Here comes the 2-2, a pitch, fouled back, out of play. Oh, look at that. Eric Potasic with the one-hand catch. Yeah.
You get to see the web gem early, Jake, behind us, not in front of us.
I know. You got the dads out here making plays. Pitch up high, will run the count full now. 3-2 as Wixo jumps out of the crouch to keep that one in front of her.
And for the pitchers, Jake, they're going to have to contest this wind too. The good thing for the pitchers, though, it's more of a behind the back, not a crosswind for those in the circle.
Full cone off, Rain popped up, first base side, trailing over against the fence, not able to get there in time. It lands fall, stays 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, that wind might bring that ball up in the zone a little bit the way it's coming. So tough to keep it low. Here's a ball, ground ball, and they'll trade the out for the run. As it's grounded to third, Fletchock looks home and sees she's not going to get Quam, who was off on contact. Throws to Prochnow and Closey with the RBI ground out for our first run of the game.
Good job by Closey, not doing too much with it, just seeing the ball in the zone, trying to get by Richter, and with Central Cass this early in the game, Jake, not bringing the entire infield in. They'll gladly trade a run for an out to minimize it just to 1 here and see what they can do. They got a potent offense. They can definitely put runs up against the best of them this season.
Brings up Ellie Weiss, third baseman for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Check swing, appeal. And she went. On the appeal will even the count now, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Richter with the bases empty, delivery now to Ellie Weiss. And this one high, twisting into right field as it looked like it was headed out to center, but then it tails off there towards Camry Nelson in right, and she'll glove it for the out. A leadoff base hit, 1 Central Cass error, and 1 run comes in for Hillsboro-Central Valley, taking the 1-0 lead going to the bottom of the first inning. On your Golden Harvest, Tim Cazette, Seat Sales Scoreboard.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow in the new space and move forward with excellence.
Bottom of inning number 1. Central Cass comes to the plate. Tori Richter, Grace Fletchock, Nikki Prochnow batting scheduled up. Rest of the batting order goes. All right. Goes Taylor Severson, Katie Sinner, Aspen Preen, Whitney Mitchell, Paige Wixo, and Camry Nelson for Central Cass. Serena Closey in the circle for Hillsboro-Central Valley. And the first pitch to Richter is fouled back out of play. Closey pitching, Peyton Quam catching, Danielle Dubois at first base, Megan Ensign at second, Kaylee Kittleson at shortstop, Ellie Weiss at third base, Shara Leesberg in left field, Anna Kritzberger in center, Kate Onus in right field for Hillsboro-Central Valley's defense. Here's a pitch, watched for a strike, 0-2 hole now to Tori Richter. Trying to be that table setter at the top of the lineup. And this one, fair ball down the third base line. Richter will take the turn at first. We'll see how many she takes as she's motoring around second base. Throw will come in and not be to third base in time. It's a leadoff triple. Yes, getting one, squirting down the third base line. And Richter all her way over to third.
And to what we mentioned earlier, Jake, the potent offense here, and Richter's got home run capability. She has extra power capability, and the best thing about her, too, she's got wheels. Also, Shield Softball All-Star Series and Optimist Volleyball Series. Richter does a little bit of everything for Central Cass in athletics.
Well, she'll try and be the tying run as she's on third, and here's the first pitch popped up, fall territory over at first base. Du Bois runs into the dugout trying to get it. That's twice this tournament we've seen someone try and run into the dugout trying to make a catch as it hits the top of the dugout roof.
Probably would have been in play on almost any other day, but with that wind, Jake, you hit it to center, it is going to go right to, not right center, it is going to right field. You hit it to first, it's going behind the dugout today.
That's what we saw on that top of the first inning, that fly ball out to center that tailed off. Here's a pitch in the dirt for a ball. Here, 1 ball, 1 strike now. There's Closey. Here pitching in this one as the ball is lifted into left field. It will go to the gap, and it will be center fielder Kritzberger able to get it first and taking the turn and heading back to first. Fletchock will keep it to a single, but an RBI single to even up the score at 1-1.
2 good hits early from the top of the lineup here. Richter right down the line, barreled ball there by Grace Fletchock to tie this puppy up for the Squirrels. And now Closey will have to work out of a little bit of a jam and minimize the damage here for the Burros.
Keep Rocknow now batting. First pitch, swing and a miss. 4 strike 1. Here's you got Closey, who has pitched a game and a half yesterday. Here with the 10 innings that she threw. Also with some innings pitched on Saturday as well in the loss to Kindred Richland. See how the arm is doing. Threw about 170 total pitches yesterday. There's a called strike 3. So she gets the strikeout looking. And brings up Taylor Severson.
It's a large out there for Closey, Jake, after 2 hits, able to get the first out, and really good locations that we saw through the zone there by Closey.
This first pitch popped up over to first and tailing towards the dugout again, going out of play as it hits the tent of our PA announcer there off to our right. So 0-1 to Taylor Severson. Katie Sinner awaits on deck for Central Cass. Here comes the pitch, and swing and a miss. Runner goes. Throw down to second was the tag applied in time, as it looks like the ball squirted free. Like a good throw, but on the slide might have knocked the ball out of the glove, and it'll be a stolen base for Grace Fletchock. Had to wait for the dust to settle on that one. Didn't know what was going on, and then finally the dust cloud clears, and our umpire says safe. 0-2 hole to Severson as this one popped up out of play.
Going to be interesting with this game too, Jake, how Hillsboro-Central Valley beat Mayport, CG, and Thompson, during a last week to get here. If they can make it to state, same thing for the Squirrels. Where are you going to seed these teams from Region 1?
Again, fouled off out of play. And speaking of Mayport, CG, and Thompson, what was the score of that one right now? 5-2?
5-2 in the 6th. And that was in favor, I believe, of Mayport CG last look.
That game going on right now on yourliveevent.com with the Region 2 softball tournament. Still have Region 2 baseball going as well. This one popped up, and look out against the fence off of our tent. And there, look at the hands. And that's why I'm glad we have the tent, because I would have fumbled that. It would have hit the computer, probably broken off a key, and all of a sudden we'd be having the end credits.
Bottom 7, Jake. Mayport CG leads 5-2 over Thompson. Thompson down to their final 2 outs.
There we go. They're in that Region 2 matchup.
A little bit different, too, in Region 2, where
they're flip-flopping the game.
Loser of that game goes to a state qualifier, and the winner of this game, not to say the next game doesn't matter, it's more about seeding, but you're at least getting to state.
Well, I think when you have Central Cass and Kindred and Hillsboro-Central Valley, they all want to beat each other anyway. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Doesn't matter if it's a region championship, you're going to state, if it's the national champions, they want to beat each other.
And seeding's going to be large too, because out west hasn't ever won a state championship yet, but I think Beulah has the potential this year to be that team. Des Lacs, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark's been really good. Renville County in recent years. So, can Central Cass win 2, for example, be a 1 seed? Can the Burrows win 2? Maybe be a top 3 seed with what they did against Thompson and Mayport CG last week.
Would be interesting to see how that breaks out, but we got to see how today breaks out first. Here's the 1-1 count after Sinner swings and misses and can't catch up to that one. Falling behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Posey's really barreled down here, Jake, after 2 leadoff hits.
Plus a stolen base, and that's why Grace Fletchock stands out at second base here with 2 outs. 1-2 count. Closey to deliver to Sinner. Swing and a miss. Strikes out the side on the last 3 batters she faces, and it's tied at 1 after 1 inning of play on your Golden Harvest Tim Cassette seat sale scoreboard. You're watching on yourliveevent.com.
The City of Hillsboro welcomes you to town, conveniently located halfway between Fargo and Grand Forks. Shop for your personal items, farm and business supplies at our local stores. If you're looking for a new home or a working job, check out the opportunities in Hillsboro and see what the community can offer you and your family. The City of Hillsboro congratulates the area graduates on your achievements, and they wish you all the best in your future. They hope that you'll carry pleasant memories of school days and graduation time for the rest of your life. Congratulations and best of luck, graduates, from the City of Hillsboro.
Do you want that new boat? Are you building onto your home? Maybe you want the new camper or ATV. Dakota Heritage Bank can help you. This is Dustin Nagel, president at Dakota Heritage Bank Hillsboro location. You can visit with me or our other loan officers to help with loans and lines of credit from Dakota Heritage Bank. We are serving you with locations in North Dakota and Northwest Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank offers financial services you expect with a local perspective. dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
1-1 our score. To the top of inning number 2 we head. Danielle Dubois. Here she leads off, followed by Santa Kritzberger, Megan Ensign. First pitch to her from Toya Richter, tails up high for ball 1. Richter with a 20-pitch first inning, gave up 1 run, 1 hit. There was also an error on the Squirrels. This one comes low for ball 2. Gotta love the chatter coming from the dugouts, too. I got some similar ones, but they all got their little own ones that their own variations on, too.
I've heard chants of B-A-L-L ball. I've heard the wee for stealing bases. Yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah. Here's the 3-0. Takes sign on the whole way, and it's a 4-pitch leadoff walk to Danielle Dubois.
I heard one in college that I'll never forget. On a rise ball that missed out of the zone for a ball, I heard cheese throwing up, blah, at one time. So that was one that I'll never forget about 10 years ago.
Yeah, I could see why that would be remembered. Runner on first, and here the bunt attempt pulled back. Dubois gets a couple steps off first, and Wixo, the catcher, watches her back to the bag before getting back to Richter, the pitcher. Santa Kritzberger. Here looks like might be bunting again here. She chokes up on that bat and slaps it down the third base line. Good speed here. We'll see on the throw, and it's in time as Sinner makes a nice fielding play. And credit there to Sherwood, the left fielder. She was over covering third there as Sinner had to charge in on that one.
You have to go over, it's the fundamentals of the game, but you have to realize what are you doing defensively and who's covering what positions. Second baseman covering first in that position, the shortstop covering second. So as you mentioned, Jake, the left fielder, if they're not up for the where to go, you could all of a sudden have a Burrow easily at third base here with Sinner hustling down that line.
First pitch, strike 1 called to Megan Ensign. Ensign then Evelyn Willison, the designated player on deck for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Pitch low in the dirt and rolls up the backstop, and Dubois will take her way over to third base on the wild pitch. Here, so the sacrifice puts her in scoring position, and the wild pitch moves her closer. Ensign will try and put a ball in play now and see if they can do what they did in the first inning, that's get a run on that RBI ground out. Pitch comes in low. 2-1 or 3-0. See if our umpire thought that first pitch was a strike. Here comes now the delivery and a ground ball right side, and it's eaten up at second base. Mitchell, though, sticks with it and gets the out at first. So the RBI ground out, just like they drew it up last inning, and a run comes in. Hillsboro-Central Valley leads 2-1. Tim Kazette seat sales scoreboard.
Hit on the ground, just get it by Richter, Jake, and the runner's off from third. And like you said, they've drawn it up twice, able to do the small ball variety things when they can to, manufacture 2 runs here so far through an inning and 2/3 for the Burros.
2 down now, base is empty. Evelyn Willison, designated player, will bat. And the pitch comes to her. Missing. Here, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hillsboro-Central Valley able to plate runs here in the first 2 innings. Now they've done it by getting that leadoff runner on with a single in the first inning, a walk in the second inning, and some advantages to get him around. Error and a wild pitch, and then the ground out to bring him in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the Richter delivery. That's called strike 3. As a delayed strike 3 call, that will end the inning as Hillsboro-Central Valley gets 1 across, and they lead now 2-1 on your Tim Kazette seat sales scoreboard.
Tomorrow is happening right now. Today, more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. That's why Enbridge is advancing new technologies to reduce emissions, like carbon capture and hydrogen power. By putting in the work today, we're bridging to a cleaner energy future. Tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Nothing has embodied the American spirit like the family farmer. Year after year, they work the land. Through droughts, floods, and uncertain markets, they keep that spirit alive with another crop harvested for the next generation. And for that, we tip our hats to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Visit with Ryan Opdahl, your local Farmers Union Insurance agent in Hillsboro.
Bottom of inning number 2. Hillsboro-Central Valley leading Central Cass 2-1. Congratulations to the Region 2 softball champion, Mayport CG, as the Patriots defeated the Thompson Tommies. There's a bunt attempt, rolling fall. That'll be strike 1 here. Aspen Preen. One of these 2 teams looking to also have a chance at a region title here today, as we'll take on the number 3 seed, Kindred Richland. The Vikings with the 3-2 upset over the Squirrels last night, advancing their way to the championship and punching that ticket there to the state tournament. 0-1 offering. There's swing and a miss up top for a strike. Aspen Preen, left-handed hitter, and the designated player today for the Squirrels. Winnie Mitchell, Paige Wixo on deck. This one popped up to the backstop. Count remains, no balls, 2 strikes, the leadoff hitter for the Squirrels.
The one thing, every time that it hits the fence, our camera right behind moves a degree or 2, Jake, so we're going to have to probably go back through midway and readjust.
Yep, trying to bring the views, but sometimes they hit the softball right where that camera is too, as they do again. Another one off the backstop for a fall. So we will, and if you ever need to, you can just kind of move that over here and try and do it, and we can do it on the fly if we need to.
We could try.
Just, yeah, we'll work on that. Little on-air production meeting there. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Again, fall to the backstop. So Preen on it, just not quite on it 100%.
One thing Scott Kaz said, Aspen just hit the ball so well early on the season that you couldn't put her in the 9 or 8 hole. You know, you had to kind of move her up some games, give her an opportunity to bat 6, maybe 5, depending on the situation, because of at-bats like this and how she was just putting quality at-bat after quality at-bat together here, Jake.
Just falling off, staying alive. 4 straight pitches fall off. And standing up in that front of the batter's box too. Here's the pitch, comes in low. Might have just been a waste pitch to get the batter off balance a little bit. So, pitch is being called in the dugout there from Coach Corey Erickson for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Got that armband on there. And this one, swing and a miss. Got her swinging. 4 straight strikeouts for Serena Closey.
And Closey, what I really like about what we've seen from her so far, she's been able to elevate. We've seen it high in the count. We've seen good pitches at the knee. She hasn't really, since Fletchock and Richter, led too much, right in the middle of a zone for a Central Cass Squirrel batter. She is hitting their spots right now, and for Scott Koss, you'll take outs, but you'd rather take barreled up outs, than strikeouts here for Central Cass.
Here's an 0-1 delivery. Checked on and up high for a ball. Whitney Mitchell batting here for Central Cass. It's Closey, rocks and delivers this one, fouled to the backstop. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Closey has the capability here, Jake, to be the horse. She's done it all season long for Corey Erickson. The question is, how many pitches you throw in about a matter of 3 or 4 days here? Does the arm ever start, the human factor, does that start to wear out a little bit?
A held up swing, called ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, there's always that factor there, Chase.
It always is, but you don't have to worry about a pitch count like you do in baseball.
That was a swing and a miss for strike 3. 5 in a row. Brings up Paige Wixo. Catcher for Central Cass. Was the flex player last night, getting a chance to swing the bat today. First pitch, strike 1.
And this is what Closey's also doing, Jake, working ahead of the Central Cass batters. She's not really falling too many times here, particularly in this inning, for a hitter's count from a Central Cass point of view.
Here's this one, misses low for a ball. Of the now 8 batters she's faced, 6 she started with a strike 1.
And all of a sudden, if you do that against a really good pitcher, all of a sudden you kind of put yourself in a bind. You're not so much looking for your pitch as much as you're just trying to foul stuff out, like we saw by Aspen Preen. If they put one in a zone that you like it middle cut, middle in, then you're going to be swinging. But sometimes they're going to be more defensive. All of a sudden, 0-1, 0-2, and we've seen Closey do this. 10, 11 strikeouts. That's regular for Serena in the circle.
This one fall back out of play. Actually seen a number of performances in this region tournament of that double-digit strikeouts, and where you're getting 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 strikeouts.
And Richter can do it on the opposite side for Scott Kost here.
Here's Closey trying to close the door with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. She strikes out the side. That's 6 straight strikeouts in the circle for Serena Closey. A 1-2-3 second for Central Cass. Hillsboro-Central Valley leads as we go to the third. 2-1 on your Tim.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Hi, I'm Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank, and I would like to know your story. Our lives and our businesses are comprised of events. We have all had our failures and successes, and these events define our character. If your character includes values like trustworthy, respectful, honest, and responsible, then your story matches well with ours, and we would consider it a privilege to be your financial partner. At the Goose River Bank, we believe that a strong bank builds strong communities. The Goose River Bank, member FDIC.
Yeah. Top of inning number 3, Hillsboro-Central Valley and Central Cass. The Burros and the Squirrels with Hillsboro-Central Valley leading 2-1 here with runs in the first and the second. Now a bunt attempt laid down, fouled. Here 0-2 hole to Jorah Leesburg.
And it's been a little bit opposite here for Hillsboro-Central Valley, unlike what we saw from Central Cass with a triple and a single to start things off. They've really manufactured their run so far here, Jake, against Torrey Richter, as they haven't been able to, put 2-3 batters back to back. It's just been more a stolen base, maybe a wild pitch. You get someone on, you move them over to third, and you bat them in some capacity.
Richter picks up the strikeout, her second in a row, third of the game. First 9 batters she's faced for the first time through. She's given up 1 hit, 2 runs, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. That single and the walk have both come in to score those 2 runs. Also 1 error behind her. Strike 1 to Peyton Quam. Singled with an error allowing her to get to second base, stole third, and scored on an RBI groundout. She'll fall this one to the backstop. Strike 2. Quam's done a nice job this tournament too from that leadoff spot. She's shown some ability to get aboard, steal a couple bases in a couple games. She had the grand slam on Saturday, so showing some pop in the bat. And here's one hit over the infield on the left side and softly lined into left field. Base hit. Quam starts the game 2 for 2.
We'll see with Quam with Wixel behind the plate. Page has a really good arm, but we'll see how Quam with Corey Erickson, how he'll try to manufacture to see how quickly she maybe tries to scamper and get to scoring position here, Jake.
Well,
with a stolen
Kittleson
base.
tried to lay down a bunt, and she'll show bunt, pulled back, runner goes for second. The throw is not there, as it was a little short of the bag, and diving in safely with the head first slide. Quam steals her way to second.
Well, right on cue. You look to, come the bump, but Quam is off on the races, and now all of a sudden, here's that manufacturing a run where you might have to do against a really good caliber pitcher here in Torrey Richter.
And it was called ball 1, so 1-0. The count to Kittleson, strikeout victim her first time up. This one hit high and tailing and twisting down to second base where Mitchell is there to get the out.
And that might look like a routine fly ball, but that's anything but today with where the wind is blowing. Anything that is hit in the air is going to be an adventure in this game and the next game.
So 2 down. And here comes the delivery. Strike 1. Serena Closey. Closey picked up the RBI on the ground out back in the first inning. The Burrows looking to see if Quam wants to run on this one. As this one popped up, coming after it, Sinner is there to charge in and make the catch. A soft pop-up down the third base line. Sinner gloves it, and that's runner stranded at second base. So Hillsboro-Central Valley leading 2-1 as Central Cass comes to the plate. The score on your Tim Gazette Seat Sale scoreboard.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey, swatch, autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. They're open Saturdays 10 to 5. Call anytime 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles Hillsboro.
The Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts congratulate the seniors on your success and wish you well in your future endeavor. To this year's graduating class, we encourage you to step into your future and the unique, inspiring gifts that only you can give. Congratulations from administration, staff, and other students at the Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts. To all students, parents, and families of the Hillsboro and Central Valley Schools, thank you for a great year.
Bottom of inning number 3 will be the 9-1-2 hitters for Central Cass coming to the plate. Squirrels trailing by a run after they strand a runner on base of the Burrows in the top half. Trying to get their runners around here in the bottom half. And they got to do it against Serena Closey, who has sent down the last 6 batters she's faced, all with the strikeout. First pitch, pop fall. 0-1 here to Camry Nelson. And we're seeing Closey being able to jump out with those first pitch strikes. See if the Squirrels get a little more aggressive on the first pitch then because of that.
Yeah, and you can, it's a double-edged sword. You can be aggressive at the plate with it. But if Closey's hitting her spot, you could have a middle-in rise ball that you just pop up. You maybe hit something out low that you just dribble it to the first baseman. So it's a double-edged sword, but no question, Jake. If she's going to hit strike number 1, you better be ready at the plate.
1-1 count. Misses. 2-1. Nelson, the number 9 hitter, walked a couple times yesterday against Kindred Richland. Here, both times she walked, ended up loading the bases. Fortunately, the Squirrels didn't get a whole lot of runs about that. Left a lot of meat on the bone yesterday with 12 runners left on base, including 2 with the bases loaded.
And that in errors will come back and haunt you. It will come back and haunt you regardless in the regular season, but in postseason, it just means a little bit more.
3-1 delivery, swing and a miss for strike 2. Fills the count now to Camry Nelson with Tori Richter on deck for Central Cass. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Closey to rock and deliver, and this one fouled back out of play. So Closey facing here just her 9th batter at 43 pitches, and a lot of that's because the Squirrels have been able to continuously fall off and keep some at-bats alive. In the 3-2. Popped up, first base, Du Bois after can't quite get to it as it lands in front of her. Down that first base line. Just a little soft pop off the edge of the bat.
And it'll be fun to see our all-region team get announced a little bit later on. Jake, the senior athlete and coach of the year, we were able to do that last night on the baseball side, not nearly a block away.
Called strike 3. 7 in a row. And now Tori Richter will come up. She tripled in the 3rd pitch she saw in that first inning and came in to score on the RBI base hit from the on-deck hitter, Reese Fletchuk. First pitch, ball 1 from Closey to Richter.
You see the third baseman this time for the Burros, Jake, almost right on the fair foul territory after Richter smoked one down there in the first inning.
Weiss doesn't want to get another one by, and this one, a smoked here into the gap. It will be again extra bases. Richter taking the turn at first. At second, the stop sign will come up, and this time they'll only hold her to 2.
Tori can hit just as well as she can pitch, and Jake, she's had the 2 best hits so far against Closey. Obviously, Fletchuk able to drive her in last time, but both times she's came up to the plate, it sounded good off the bat for the triple and the double.
Brings up Grace Fletchuk with that runner in scoring position, trying to get another base hit. This one skied center field. Kritzberger over and stayed with it, makes the catch. Good job tracking that one. So 2 down. Runner on second base here, and Vicky Prochnow will now try and get that runner in from second base. Strikeout victim her first time up. That's the first out that wasn't a strikeout.
I was just going to ask you that, Jake. I don't think we've seen too many put in play by Central Cass that the defense had to make a play for, and it makes it a lot simpler with the infield and the outfield just having to see, a little pitcher and catcher pitch and catch, if you will, throughout the game.
With that, though, defensively, you got to stay engaged. So good job by Kritzberger that time to do it. And again, with that wind on those high pop-ups, flyouts here, making things tricky. Pitch missing, up high, even count now, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Not so much worrying about the sun today as you're worried about, the wind, the gusts that are coming through, kind of this overcast haze that we've had the last week or so.
Yep, those wildfire smoke, all that stuff we've been through, a little cloud cover in there too as we get a strike 2. Swing and a miss, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I wish with that we could make a s'more, but we can't make a s'more in the sky, Jake, with those Canadian wildfires.
Could have some more concessions, though.
I like it, though. I like what you did there.
Here's the 1-2, and it becomes a 2-2. Good crowd on hand here today for a 4 o'clock start time, too. This first of 2 games today in this Region 1 tournament. And this one popped up right side, drifting, twisting, fall, and bouncing out of play over the fence.
That's one where the wind actually helped Central Cass at the plate here with Mickey Prock now, Jake. If the wind's not here today, that's an out. Instead, she gets another strike, gets to stay alive, and has a chance to drive in Richter from second base.
The other thing, without that wind, that thing stays fair. Is this one going well, fall? Out of play. You know, one thing I'm curious on, we talked about it here with looking at Region 2 with Mayport CG defeating Thompson in that region title game, and now Thompson having to play a state qualifier after that. So we get a swing and a miss for strike 3. We'll talk about it when we come back here as they go to the top of the 4th. 2-1, Hillsboro-Central Valley leads over Central Cass on your Tim Kazette seat sales scoreboard.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Hillsboro Dairy, with delivery of fresh dairy products and more to your home door. I've had Hillsboro Dairy delivering cold, fresh dairy products and other items to my door for years. 3 main reasons why. It's the convenience, the products are fresh, and the delivery service from the Udder Guy. Nobody does it like the Udder Guy. Every week, we get the C-Teak. Please call him at 701-436-5877. Delivery right to your door from Hillsboro Dairy.
So we look at our first 3 innings. It's Hillsboro-Central Valley with 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Central Cass Squirrels with 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error, 2 runners left on base. In-game update from Bank North. With offering the perfect sync for your busy life with their online banking and mobile app, ibanknorth.com, the website, member FDIC, and proud supporter of the local communities. Hillsboro-Central Valley comes to the plate with the 4-5-6 batters. Ellie Weiss, first pitch strike 1, second pitch missing for ball 1. Tori Richter doing the pitching for Central Cass. Here she sets to rock and deliver. Cuts below the knees for ball 2. Weiss flying out here to Camry Nelson in right field, her first at bat, 0 for 1 today. This one lined up the middle, into the gap, all the way to the fence, and Weiss will take the turn at first, and she will come into second with a double. Well, the hit to the gap and the double. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner coming in.
I was just going to say, Jake, before we get to the point how each region is a little different on how they do postseason, you just feel like whoever scores the next run, maybe 2, that could be the difference in this one, right? If Central Cass scores it tied, brand new ball game. If the Burros get up by 2 or 3, we've seen the Squirrels come back before in the 6th and 7th innings, but with the way Closey is going in the circle right now, you know, an extra run or 2, that could just be what the ticket asks for, specifically trying to get a home run here today in Kindred. Not to say it won't happen, but you better get all of it.
Here's the pitch as Casey Hong is coming in as the pinch runner out at second base. First pitch, strike 1 now here to Danielle Du Bois. She walked and came in to score on an RBI groundout, her first at bat. Called strike, now behind 0-2. Burros have had a runner in scoring position in each inning so far. They got a run in the first, run in the second. Runner was stranded in the third, and now we'll see what happens with the leadoff batter reaching that point in the 4th. Ground ball, fall down the first base line. Boys just catching enough of it to stay alive here and see another pitch.
But to your point before we went to break, you know, Region 1, Region 2 a little different in the true sense of a double elimination. You know, if the Vikings lose in the championship, they just have their 1 loss. How will that affect them for seed-wise?
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Something there. And I know you look at the West half and those brackets, just more teams.
Yep.
So you're going to have to have some different stuff there.
True double elimination.
But you also look here in the East where, like, you got a Maple River in their first year. And as more teams begin to get fast-pitch softball teams, we'll see how those changes do affect. Pitch in the dirt, and good job by Wixel behind the plate to block it. Here's
Region 2's been a team that's added a ton, with Carrington and Langdon area, Edinburgh, Munich. You've seen Pembina County North, some co-ops coming into effect as well.
Bunt shown, pulled back. It's a called strike.
And even though this region for most years only had 6 teams, you could call it almost a sub-state region. When the teams get to state, they make some noise. Last year at Theraldson Park in Fargo at NDSU, it was Kinder Richland Central Cass in that championship game.
And the pitch here, ground ball through on the left side. Hong will be rounding third base. Coming up, firing from left field. The throw, not in time. RBI single, plus going to second on the throw. Santa Kritzberger with an RBI base hit. And, there you said, Chase, there's a lot of energy on that blue side of the field.
It was a great throw from left, but Casey Hong just looked at Corey Erickson, and he had the arm in motion right away when that was going to the outfield. He knew it was going to take a perfect throw to get Hong, and almost got there in time with the win. Great base running as well by Kritzberger to get into scoring position, and now it's time to get greedy if you're the Burros. Can you put a crooked number against Richter up here in the top of the 4th?
Megan Ensign will bat. The pitch, gets away a little bit, not far enough for Kritzberger to advance. She started to and then said, I better play it safe.
Yeah, you don't want to get thrown out running to second base or running back to third base here and kind of get caught in no man's land for that second out of the inning.
There's a called strike, make it now 1-1 strike the count to Megan Ensign. Had that RBI ground out back in the second inning. She steps up facing Richter for the second time today. Pitch fall to the backstop.
And as well as Closey has pitched, if there is a team again in this region that can put up hit after hit after hit in an inning, Central Cass has the lineup to do so. Until you get that last out or that last run, Central Cass is always in a contest.
1-2 offering. Missing for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll see here with the wind really picking up. Also, you got just the dust and the dirt, not only from the field, but from the field out beyond the field.
Yeah,
a swing and a miss for strike 3, second out.
You got some topsoil that's moving around. Farmers aren't going to be too happy today, Jake. They're happy that if there was some moisture to get in the fields and get planting.
Some wind erosion here right now.
Yeah, you're not too happy of what we're seeing.
First pitch, check swing by Willison, holds up, and it's a ball 1.
And I don't think you're going to be talking about a sunburn today. You might be talking about a windburn when you get back home a little bit later on.
I already got the sunburn started, so yeah. Willison on it, but sends it fall. 1-1 the count. Here with the runner on second base, 2 down. 1 run has come in for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Richter delivers the pitch, low for a ball.
If you're the Burros, though, you don't want to play the what-if game. What if we got Kritzberger in the 4th inning? Right now, it's a time to get that second, get that third run, put something in play here against Richter and Central Cass.
Here's a pitch blocked by Wixel. Gets behind her, though. Throw down to third is not in time. Runner's safe. Kritzberger taking the extra base on the pass ball and making a 3-1 count now to Evelyn Willison, designated player for Hillsboro-Central Valley. So we get the brush out and start cleaning off third base. And we got the Kindred Richland team awaiting the winner of this one. They're hanging out the ball field right now. They're looking anxious, like they want to go play. Here comes a 3-1, ball 4. Willison walks to first. And Coach Erickson coming over with the scorecard. Thought we might have another pinch runner here, but Wilson's going to stay out there. Brings up now Jorah Leesburg. Runner goes for second, and it's just going to be watch back there, no throw. Willison takes the free bag.
Here, Wick, so it's a good play just because you don't want to have like the delayed steal or steal for a steal to allow something to come in.
Pitch was called, ball one, and Richter comes back with strike one.
We see that in softball a lot, Jake. Unless you know you can get the runner at second, don't throw the ball. Allow them, especially with 2 outs in this situation, allow and trust your pitcher to make a good pitch in the circle.
Here's the pitch, comes in low for ball, and kind of what you saw Willison do there, wasn't running full speed. If you see the throw come down as a runner, you just stop. And then you either get to head back, advance, or the runner breaks for the plate. Who knows what can happen? A lot of things can. Here's a ball, fall down the first base line.
Hillsboro-Central Valley trying to make it first time since 2019, fourth time they would make state. Central Cass, only one time since it's been sanctioned that they did not make state. And since 2012, they made it every year.
29th season, too. Hillsboro-Central Valley came 1 out away from playing for a state title. This one's fall to the backstop.
Take a look at who the seniors are. You know, COVID, 2021, 2022, now where we are here in 2023.
Here's a little pop-up here, first base line, picked up in foul territory, and it will be a foul ball.
So you have those seniors who are, 8th graders, Jake, at that particular time, seeing that play. So you always hear coaches say you develop a program by getting the younger kids in the program, developing them, seeing them have success with the varsity team.
2-2 offering, and a smack liner up into the gap in right field. It should score 2 as they'll take the turn at third. The good throw comes home. It's cut off by Richter. Now the runner looks to advance. Leesburg trying to juke her out, and she'll be tagged out at second. So in play with 2 runs coming in, and then the final out made on the base path, and the lead now for Hillsboro-Central Valley, 5-1 on your Tim Cassette seat sales scoreboard.
The Hillsboro Vets Club welcomes you for Broasted Chicken Saturdays, 5:30 till 7:30. Fries and coleslaw along with delicious broasted chicken. It's the best chicken I've ever had. Roasted chicken, dine in and take out at Saturdays at the Hillsboro Vets Club. And remember, appetizers and so many other fun activities at the Hillsboro Vets Club. Good luck to the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros from everyone at the Hillsboro Vets Club. And they thank you for all of your support with the Hillsboro Vets Club.
Did you know that there are several different types of crop hail insurance policies? Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with Irie Insurance. We at Irie Insurance want to help you select a hail policy that will best protect your crops and bottom line from a hailstorm. Give us a call today to schedule a time to meet with an Irie Insurance agent. For our contact information, go to our website at irieins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
A crooked number, 3 runs come across, and Hillsboro-Central Valley leading 5-1 over Central Cass as we go to the bottom of inning number 4. Will be the 4, 5, 6 batters for Central Cass. Taylor Severson, Katie Sinner, Aspen Preen to bat. Facing Serena Closey. Closey's first pitch here is lined here for a base hit into center field. Well, a runner will take a turn, but head back to first base. Severson, first pitch swinging, picking up the leadoff single.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jake. I believe that's the very first leadoff runner on for Central Cass since Richter in the first inning with the triple. Otherwise, Closey has just kind of got in a rhythm there in the circle. So we'll see what the base runner on if Central Cass can try to get to a locked-in pitcher right now.
Here's the first pitch, strike 1 to Katie Sinner. That's correct there after those first 2 singles to open up that first inning. Sinner sent 7 down in a row. This one fouled back, out of play. Here's the 0-2 to Sinner, a strikeout victim. They're one of 8 so far in the game for Serena Closey from the circle. Pitch comes low. Quam gets the glove down, blocks it. Severson at first. We'll see if she wants to run a little bit. You're trying to motor along this base path. Sainer does have some pop as the pitch comes up high for a ball.
What a difference a week and a half makes, Jake. You know, the Burros and the Squirrels played, last week on Monday in Castleton. Serena Closey didn't pitch. The Squirrels were able to, get to the Burro pitchers, but not right now against Closey.
This pitch missing, though, for a ball, and Sinner, good eye at the plate, works the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, runner on first. And the pitch popped up behind the plate and drifting out of play.
Well, a Jeep just got hit with a softball and a 1-hopper, though, so it minimized the impact here, Jake. I liked where you parked a little bit farther.
I learned my lesson on Saturday. I took one off the end gate.
There you go.
Yeah. Here's the 3-2. This one again fouled away.
Oh, there you got a little kid in a Patrick Mahomes jersey. You might as well pay the man.
Oh,
he's starting to shake.
He's going to have to crawl underneath that car. Yeah. Do enjoy the race with the young kids going after the foul balls.
It's like Legends of the Hidden Temple back in the day.
Watch out for those Temple Guardians as the ball comes low for ball 4.
I just hope you have a pennant in your back pocket or, to allow you to keep moving through. Yep. And that's what the Squirrels are trying to do, Jake. First time they've had runners, more than one, on the base pass here against Closey. So a single, a walk, and now Aspen Preen, who had a really good at-batter last time up, even though Closey eventually won that battle.
You strike me as a blue barracuda, Chase. Huh. Here's a ground ball towards first, picked up by Du Bois. She'll take the out at the first base bag. So they get 1, but runners both advance.
I like the purple monkeys.
I can see that. I can see that.
If Aspen Preen, you'll take it. That almost works like a sacrifice bunt. You have outs to use, but right now for the Squirrels, Jake, it's got to be productive outs, just like that. Move runners up because against Serena Closey, it's been difficult so far for Central Cass's lineup.
Whitney Mitchell will bat, swing and miss at the first pitch for a strike. Mitchell, part of that 7 straight strikeouts that Closey sent down, 0 for 1 today. Trying to avoid a similar fate this at bat and at least bring in a run. The ball is low for a ball.
And Closey has missed today. She hasn't missed by much. We haven't seen a lot in the dirt. We haven't seen too many times where the catcher's had to come out of her crouch position and climb the ladder, if you will.
1-1, swing and a miss for strike 2. And from a batter's perspective, too, he talked about it. Yes, technically you could get it all back on one swing here with just a 4-run deficit, but a lot easier here with a lot of time, a lot of outs left to chip away, chip away, chip away. Then you got to play defense in the top half. There's a ball lined in, that will score 2. They're going to wave Sinner around third. The throw will come to the plate. It's high. It will get by the catcher, Quam. Runner will now break to her third and be in safely. So a single going to second on the throw, but the overthrow sending her to third. And Whitney Mitchell is now sitting at third base in a 5-3 game.
Oh, the middle of the lineup has done the job after a Severson leadoff. Able to work a walk there was Severson. Whitney Mitchell on this field. Last time the Squirrels and Central Cass and Kinder Richland played, a comeback top of the 7th game-winning hit for Central Cass. And we talked about Aspen Preen being one of those that you had to put in the lineup. Same thing with Scott Koss. Whitney Mitchell, for crying out loud, Jake. She can't even get her driver's permit, much less license, and she has just been at opportune times here late in the season delivering the goods for Central Cass.
So the tying run now coming into the plate. Paige Wixo bats. And the pitch is a called strike. So Mitchell, the single, the advancement to second on the throw and to third on the error. First error of the game for Hillsboro-Central Valley. 0-1, 1-1. Both Closey and Richter up over 70 pitches now in this game. Closey, though, 52 strikes, 19 balls. That's a nice ratio.
That's a very good ratio if you're Corey Erickson, but right now having a battle here trying to minimize the damage just to 2.
Pitch missing for ball 2.
And it's a Captain Obvious comment here, but that's a large run that stands at third base right now when it's been very difficult to get runners on against Closey here in this game, Jake.
Right now, this stretch of the order, first time through, all went down on strikeouts as this one watched here for a strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Different at bats here as maybe got to see her that time and what they wanted to look for. 1 out, runner on third base. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Closey picks up the strikeout number 9 in the game. Went 4 batters in between strikeouts. Here's the pitch and a ground here to the left side in the air. It is caught by Leesburg out in left field. She takes it there and the fly out to end the inning, but 2 come in for Central Cass, and they trail now 5-3 on your Golden Harvest Tim Gazette seat sales scoreboard. You're watching on yourliveevent.com.
The Kinder
Good.
Jody Norstead said he liked the Blue Barracudas reference.
Well, you're not a
District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Here is resume there, and yeah, you did all the work to fix it, and it went right back to it.
I gotta love the wind.
Yeah.
I'll just blame the wind, Jake.
I think if you do the same thing you just did real quick,
Yeah.
I think that will work, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll worry about it in between innings. We'll see
All
what
right.
Richter can do.
All right, top of the 5th inning. Hillsboro-Central Valley will bat. Peyton Quam leads off. She singled 2 times, scored a run, stolen 2 bases today for Hillsboro-Central Valley at that number 1 spot in the order. Kaylee Kittleson, Serena Closey on deck in the hole, scheduled to come up. Hillsboro-Central Valley trying to get, time called, batter called time. So no pitch. No pitch. So it stays. No balls, 1 strike. It's a good pitch, though. Here's now the 0-1. Up high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ethan Quam. Batting here. As this one skied behind second base, and Nelson will come in from right field to get the out. Is this some stuff you're looking for?
I was just going to say, Central Cass against Class B competition really hasn't given up a ton of runs in the regular season here, Jake. They did lose to a couple of Class A teams and Dickinson, Jamestown, Minot High, but Kinder Richland, the most runs coming into today for a Class B team, and that's 8, but for the most part, scoreless, 2 runs, 4 with the Pirates, 3. I mean, they just haven't really given up a lot of runs, so a 5 here by the Burros, Jake, is the second most runs that the Central Cass Squirrels have given up this season against a Class B opposition again.
Here is Kaylee Kittleson trying to start a rally to extend that margin, try and move up to number 1 on that list.
Trying to.
Here she'll get ahead 2-0. Now she'll take that one for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Kaylee Kittleson. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. Tori Richter in the circle, delivering, and this one grounded up to second base. Mitchell gets in front, fields, throws, out number 2.
Going back to, again, there's still a lot of softball left to be played, but the champ that has won it 4 straight times here in Central Cass, Jake, the only time they didn't since 2018 was COVID. So it just shows you, in the grand scheme of things, this being upset, the answer is yes. If you talk to a lot of people, obviously Hillsboro-Central Valley, a quality opponent. But since 2012, you could pretty much not pen in Central Cass to a state tournament.
As they're trying to work their way back here with a 2-0 count, though, delivered to Serena Closey. Ground out, fly out with an RBI here today, 0 for 2. Here now this pitch up high, 3-0. So Richter was looking for a 1-2-3, now running into some trouble here with the third batter of the inning. That's a strike called. 3-1 to the Borough pitcher from the Squirrel pitcher. Richter rocks and delivers up high, ball 4. Closey will be safe there, and the courtesy runner, Mallory Elfson, will come in. She'll run at first base for Closey. Good chance to get her back in the dugout. Rest up, keep that arm loose, and everything else.
We've seen Corey, even with an out or two, have that runner on first base and say, let's get into scoring position somehow with a stolen base. Particularly Quam, memory serves. Jake, one pitch, he was off for a stolen base.
So Ellie Weiss will bat now. She doubled her last at bat as the runner does go for a second. The throw is not there. And there's Chase's stolen base.
And if you're Corey, you understand the situation. A single brings her in. Anything else other than that would not at first with these kind of playing conditions so far.
4 stolen base here today. That game update from Farmers Union Insurance in Hillsboro, Ryan Opdahl Agency. Home, auto, business, life, farm insurance. Visit the agency downtown Hillsboro, 436-5777. Here's a ball into center field, and what are we going to have?
Let's see if we're going to get runners interference or not with the shortstop trying to come over, and they bump into the runner, but was it a path for the runner to be
defense
in?
Or was it the offense? And then it looks like they're saying out.
Because if that's the case, then it would be an out on runner's interference. If not, and they say, well, it was just accidental contact, then all of a sudden you'd have runners at the corners right now. Otherwise, Jake, we're going to the Squirrels bat in the bottom of the 5th.
And they're going to say out. So the offensive interference on the runner, and that will be the final out. 5-3, the score remains. Central Cass will come to the plate, trailing by 2. Your Golden Harvest, Tim Cazette, Seat Sales Scoreboard.
Dakota Heritage Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsboro, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
New Golden Harvest Gold Series soybeans are here. In the Hillsboro area, contact Tim Cazette, 701-430-0877. These new Golden Harvest Gold Series soybeans feature exclusive genetics and high-demand trait platforms like Enlist E3 soybeans and XtendFlex soybeans. Golden Harvest Seeds. Talk with your area representative, Tim Cazette, 701-430-0877 for Golden Harvest Seed.
Bottom of inning number 5, Central Cass trailing, but with the top of the order coming up, Tori Richter, Grace Fletchock, Nikki Prochnow will bat. Here a combined 3 for 6 in their first couple trips against Serena Closey. Here's this pitch missing for ball 1. Richter 2 for 2 with a triple and a double.
Final in Region 2 baseball there, Jake.
13-5, Mayport CG over Hillsboro-Central Valley, so the Patriots will take on the Tommies, correct?
And they will have to beat them twice after going 9 innings yesterday. I don't know how many more pitchers Mayport CG has for one game, much less try to get to tomorrow afternoon on the Region 2 baseball side.
See what they're able to do. Here's a 2-0 now to Tori Richter. And that one misses for a ball.
This is what you expect, though, Jake. This has been great from start to finish. We've seen, both pitchers barrel down when they've needed to. We've seen, hitters have a chance to shoot the gap. This feels like a state tournament game right now.
There's a called strike. Like Richter would take in all the way. A lot of times when you have 3-0, you will. So 3-1 now. And the pitch skied. And it will blow in the infield here to the shortstop, Kittleson. Little bit of a hitch stumble there, but holds on to it for the out. First time Richter's been retired here today. Brings up Fletchuk.
And if you're Central Cass, you're hoping Richter comes to the plate again. If you're Hillsboro-Central Valley, you're hoping she doesn't, because that means Closey is having 3 up, 3 down kind of innings to finish this thing off.
Well, she'd need 3 up, 3 down here over the last 3 to avoid facing her again.
And we've seen her do that so far at one point going through the lineup of Central Cass and with a lot of strikeouts.
Here's this pitch, a soft pop over back towards the shortstop, Kittleson. Easier play to make that time, and the soft pop up for out number 2. Looking at Closey there in the circle. First inning, faced 5 batters after a leadoff hits, striking out 3. Struck out the side in the second inning. Faced 4 batters in the third. That 4th inning is when she ran into a little trouble. Here's a ground ball. Again, the shortstop, Kittleson, getting some action. This one overthrown, and the runner will be safe. Ball ricocheted off the fence and rolled back all the way over to first base. Hit that auto return button.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jake, she's fortunate she didn't throw it to where the lawn chairs are behind first base in the fair foul territory, because I would allow the runner to move up a little bit. But now if you're the Squirrels, tying run comes to play. Can you get a little 2-out rally going here?
So the throwing error allows the runner to reach safely. Here now, Taylor Severson will bat. She rocketed one here to center field for a single. Her last at bat to lead off that 4th inning. Came around to score on the 2-out single there from Whitney Mitchell. This one fouled to the backstop for a strike. 85 pitches right now for Closey as she gets ahead 0-2. Checking the wristband, ready to deliver. And here comes the rock and the pitch. Fall to the backstop again. Everson fouled off 3 straight in that first inning before going down on strikes. Only took 1 pitch to single her next at bat there in the 4th. As she falls behind 0-2, here it comes. Low for a ball.
Severson, I like the aggressive approach, though, to what we were talking about earlier. With Closey first pitch, strike. She came out there swinging to see if she could get one where she was looking. Now she's got to continue the battle here against a good right-hander.
Pitch comes to the backstop. Wild pitch. Runner will advance. That's ball 2.
We haven't said that a lot today with Closey, Jake, either the pass ball or the wild pitch. That's probably the most errant throw we've seen from her so far here in the circle.
Now as a pitcher, you got to not let it bother you, not let that runner at second bother you. Just kind of focus at the batter at the plate as this one popped up. And again, the shortstop, Kittleson. 4 balls hit to her. 1 of them resulted in error, but 3 of them resulted in outs. And there's no runs coming across here after 5 complete. Hillsboro-Central Valley leads over Central Cass. Your Golden Harvest Tim Kazette seat sale scoreboard 5-3.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Danielle Dubois will lead off for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Dubois, then Santa Kritzberger, Megan Ensign, due up for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Dubois walked, and her pinch runner came in to score a run. Excuse me, no, Dubois came in to score a run, sorry. Pinch runner was prior there. And she also struck out. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike after this one fouled off. Pitch low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Five to 3, our scores. Ground ball, left side, slow roller, center wheel field. She'll throw to first on the money with the rifle over to Prochnow at first. That'll be the first out.
Who wants to join Kindred Richland and Mayport CG up at the Southfield Complex in Mine? There's been some construction going on up there for the softball complex, so we'll see how that kind of looks for these players and coaches and fans once they get to the Magic City next week. Corbett Field, where the baseball team from Central Cass, and we see a handful of players to the left of you here, Jake, as they won their 3rd consecutive regional title. It's been a heck of a year for Central Cass athletics from the fall, winter, and they got some aspirations out in Bismarck this weekend as well for some state track, and boys golf is really good. It's been a good year if you've been clad in red in the Castleton area.
I was just thinking, Chase. Fans to the left of me, fans to the right, and I'm stuck in the middle with you.
Oh my
Here's
God.
a ground ball, backhanded at short by Fletchuk. Throw across the diamond is in time. What a play at short. Good backhand, and the throw to across the diamond gets the runner, and that's 2 down.
And Justin Fletchuk was a pitcher for the Red Hawks, but maybe Grace got that from her mother playing shortstop right there. That might be the best defensive play we've seen so far today.
I would say so.
I like the Diamond Rio reference, though, stuck in the middle with you. That was pretty good.
I'm here for you, man.
My parents would be very happy about that reference.
That's good. Good. Megan Ensign will bat now 0 for 2 today. She looks to put one in play, and she'll take it up high for a ball 2. Lori Richter approaching 100 pitches here thrown in this one. Here's the Squirrels just had 1 game Saturday, 1 game yesterday. Hillsboro-Central Valley with 1 on Saturday, playing 2 yesterday. Here's so the extra game on the pitching arms of the Borough staff. They did get 3 innings out of Ensign yesterday in the victory over Enderlin. 16-6 over the Eagles, coming for 14 runs in the last 2 innings in that 6-inning shortened game. There's a strike called. Here now, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Richter with the payoff pitch. And nub back to Richter herself. She'll throw it over to first base, and that will be a big 1-2-3 inning for the Squirrels defensively. And now they bring their offense back out onto the field. Bottom of the 6th inning, Central Cass trails Hillsboro-Central Valley 5-3 on the Tim Cassette seat sales scoreboard.
The Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts congratulate the seniors on your success and wish you well in your future endeavor. To this year's graduating class, We encourage you to step into your future and the unique, inspiring gifts that only you can give. Congratulations from administration, staff, and other students at the Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts. To all students, parents, and families of the Hillsboro and Central Valley Schools, thank you for a great year.
It's a North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll have coverage of the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 5th and 6th.
And the 1-2. Hit on the ground, going to sneak through the middle for a base hit.
The Optimist Volleyball Series on June 12th and 13th.
This one comes Olivia Vetter, back set, blocked at the net.
Plus the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 10th and 11th.
Now it's with Class A. Here's Michael Nile with the windmill duck.
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
5-3. Hillsboro-Central leading Central Cass. Katie Sinner coming to the plate for the Squirrels. First pitch lined, to the glove there at third base. Weiss hangs on to it. Get some high fives. Kittleson is pumped there at short.
I tell you what, Weiss had that one on her hip. On her left hit, it hit her glove, kind of rolled up on the hip, and then she just said, "You're not going anywhere with the softball." If you're Scott Koss, if you're going to have an out, that's the out you want, right? It's a hard hit. It's a hard hit out. You tip your cap to Weiss at third base. She was about 10 feet in off of that, too, so she's about 50 feet away from Sinner, who absolutely hit that one on her own. But she doesn't have a black and blue mark on her left hip tomorrow, Jake. Well, I'm not sure.
The craziest thing about that here is we get a ball flied here into left field, drifting out of play, and will drop fall. The craziest thing to me about that, no face shield there at third.
No. There's a face shield with the shortstop. But, yeah, at third, whew.
Yeah.
First baseman with a – she's the only one in the infield outside of closing.
Yeah.
Weiss.
Hey, do what makes you feel comfortable.
As long as it wasn't 2 feet higher, we'll take it if you're a Burrow fan.
Here's the 1-1, and this one popped up left side. And Leesburg, Kittleson. It's held on to by Leesburg. What a catch there. There's the collision. Never hurt each other if they called it out. Who was calling for it? They collide, but they hold on for the out.
Leesburg took the brunt of that one with Kittleson down the left field line. I'm not sure how she held on to it, Jake, because as the ball hit the glove, that's when Kittleson hit Leesburg at the exact same time.
Here's the delivery now here to Whitney Mitchell, ball one. A couple nice defensive plays we've seen here the last handful of outs.
I was going to say, those almost upend what Fletchock did, and Jake, those might be our Arctic Enterprises plays of the game potentially right there.
Could be. Now as this one popped up, and this one over to our left and behind us as it lands beyond the spectators. Just not the direction you want it to land beyond the spectators here for the batter. You want it to be out there beyond the spectators out there hanging out in left field or right field. You want to put one into the field of corn. Here's a called strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now about 4 foot high walls here, Jake. So on the outfield, kind of nice just to hang, lean over a little bit, enjoy some softball.
Well, there you're looking in at the field so you don't got the dirt blown in your eyes. This one popped up, and that one will go out of play into the parking lot. It's a parking lot party for the fall balls here today.
I was going to say, do you get extra bonus points for getting in the back end of a pickup truck?
I think someone just gets a souvenir.
Okay. Maybe one of those ices. That tastes really good here at the concession stand. Yeah.
Good to see your no orange around your face here today. Yeah. This one again into the parking lot, fall off out of play, nearly the same spot.
How does Hillsboro
Kid shrugs his shoulders like, I just went there and got this one.
I was going to say, if you're at Central Cass, you go, how hard can we hit this one? And do we hit it to another Burrow?
With the wind blowing in, here's a 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike. That's a drop third strike. Runner will leave the base path there. She tried to avoid the tag, and that will be out number 3. So the no runs come across, and it remains a 5-3 game. To the 7th inning we go. Hillsboro-Central Valley on top on your Tim Gazette seat sales scoreboard.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, Broadband Voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
Chase Miller karaoke dance party in between innings here. Too bad we have those, pesky copyright violation things, so we can't have it while the camera's on here.
No one wants to hear or watch me singing. My dad never gave
You're
me
right.
$2 singing
No one
lessons.
does. Seventh inning, Hillsboro-Central Valley trying to plate some insurance here in this final frame of, scheduled frame here. Evelyn Willison leads off, then Jorah Leesburg in the top of the order with Peyton Kwong. Willison struck out and has walked. Came around to score a run there after stealing second base on the 2 RBI single from Leesburg back in that 3-run fourth inning. 1-1 the count. 1-2 the count. There's Tori Richter at 101 here on the pitch count. And this one swung through. It gets to the backstop, though. Catcher runs in the umpire, and Willison is going to reach first safely. So safe on the drop third strike. Drop third strike, wild pitch third strike.
That's tough. I think that's almost more of a wild pitch third strike on that one, but that's tough if you're Wixo because the umpire obviously is trying to not be in her way, but as she came around, she kind of ran into him. I don't know if she would have been able to get the runner by the time it came all the way, ricocheted back, but it would have been a little bit closer, however.
The umpire with the right-handed batter steps behind the runner.
Correct.
That's their movement. And then Wixo, the catcher, she just instinctively turned over her left shoulder, so you run right into it. And it's no one's fault. It's the proper mechanics from behind the plate.
Correct.
And it's just unfortunate for the Squirrels that happens. But they get a chance to talk about it as Coach Scott Koss comes out, talks it over in the circle. Get a timeout to collect themselves, and now Jorah Leesburg comes up. And Leesburg with a big hit as she lined a 2-2 pitch here into right field for 2 runs, and then as the throw came home, it was cut off by Richter. She was trying to make it to second on the throw and was thrown out at the base. This one fouled off. Strike one. Now, Leesburg, she's also made the big catch out in left field in that collision too. Here's this one off the glove to the backstop. Bunted at it and tried to make contact. Ended up going off the glove, and I believe it's going to be called a strike, saying she offered.
1-1 they'll call it here, Jake. So umpire just came through and said 1-1, so that she did not offer.
Did pull it back in time.
Yep.
Safe at second on a wild pitch. And now here's a bunt down the third base line. Runner will break for third. Throw goes across to first, and the sacrifice is effective. So the sacrifice bunt there to move the runner over.
And as Scott Koss comes out here, Jake, a reminder, we will see the Shield Softball All-Star Series coming up on yourliveevent.com June 5th and the 6th. And there's a couple players from this roster that we will see at West Fargo Cheyenne and at Bismarck Legacy coming up. For Hillsboro-Central Valley, Serena Closey is the lone burrow out there. While for Central Cast, you had Tori Richter and Katie Sinner being nominated to the Shield Softball East All-Star rosters.
Yeah, there, you're looking forward to those games.
More softball. We saw some Division I athletes from Bismarck High last year. The pitcher from Bismarck, she threw about 100 miles an hour, and she went change-up with Addie Wagner, who buckled and had a smile across her face, and then the pitcher had a smile across her face. Since it was an all-star game, it was kind of a funny thing, but Addie Wagner, she stepped out of the box, and she goes, please don't do that anymore off that one. So it was pretty fun to see in Bismarck.
Well, we're having a conversation out there right now. Well, this time is called. Let's take a quick 30-second break here. We'll come back here in the top of the 7th here on yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at RDK Enterprises, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Well, we'll have a pitching change here in the 7th inning for Central Cass. Into pitch will be Whitney Mitchell. Replacing her at second base, and it'll be Grace Fletchock, and going to shortstop will be Tori Richter. So reset the defense here as Paige Wixow catching still, Mickey Prochnow still at first. Change made at second with Grace Fletchock there. Change at short with Tori Richter playing. Katie Sinner stays at third, and the outfield stays the same with Sophie Sherwood in left field, Taylor Severson in center, Camry Nelson in right field. Whitney Mitchell, the new pitcher, in for Central Cass. So the substitutions, or rotations I should say, for the Squirrels, with one out in the top of the 7th inning. Hillsboro-Central Valley leading 5-3, runner on third base. Here after a drop third strike allowed the runner to reach. Wild pitch center to second, and the sacrifice bunt put Evelyn Willison on third base. So Peyton Quam comes in here in a big moment for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Here comes the Mitchell pitch, the first one, down the pipe for strike one.
A really good pitch in a high leverage situation here for an underclassman here, Jake.
As Richter was over 100 pitches. She now goes over to shortstop. Here's the pitch up top, and Wixow jumps out of the crouch to snag it, reaching across the body.
So you have Richter at second base, and you still have Fletchock at short here. They look the same though, Jake. They look like twins out there.
I saw Tori on the left side there, and I'm like, okay, she's going to go to short. Nope, she's going to go to second.
Both have the white visor on, the ponytails. Their numbers are single digits. It looks very similar.
2-1 the count. Here to Peyton Quam. And this pitch popped up here at third base. Willison will retreat, looking to tag as the throw will come to the plate. Runner will run. The throw is in time for the out. A big double play for Central Cass. Gets them to the bottom of the 7th inning. Here as the 5-3 score. Hillsboro-Central Valley stays on top on YourLiveEvent.com, your Tim Cazette seat sales scoreboard.
Spring is here, and the scenery while driving down the road will soon be filled with farm machinery planting this year's crop. Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with Irie Insurance. As fieldwork begins, we want to remind you to take extra caution when approaching large, slow-moving machinery traveling down the road. A successful crop year is one that is accident-free. Irie Insurance offers all lines of insurance, and we would love the opportunity to visit with you. For our contact information, please visit our website at irieins.com. Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Pinch hitter trying to start a rally in the bottom of the 7th inning for Central Cass, trailing by 2 runs to Hillsboro-Central Valley. As the pitch comes, ball one. Natalie Fontaine will come in and hit with the catcher, Paige Wixow. Camry Nelson on deck, then top of the order with Tori Richter. This one fall to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. Central Cass had a run in the bottom of the first, 2 in the 4th, and Closey has kept them scoreless. And that 5th, 6th just going 1 over the limit, and that was on a defensive error that she picked up her defense by stranding that runner on the base. Pitch again to the backstop here on the fall tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Serena Closey at 102 pitches on my pitch count sheet. And this one skips in low for a ball.
Central Cass, how can you find a way to get 1, the tying run to the plate, and 2 on base? That's what the goal is right now here, Jake.
It's the biggest thing. You got to get on base before you can bring that tying or go-ahead run up. As a ball passed, it's a base hit into center field. Past the shortstop, and Fontaine does the job with a pinch hit single.
Really nice job by Natalie Fontaine. They moved the runners a little bit over, as we'll get a courtesy runner coming on here for Natalie here, Jake. But they had the shortstop and the third baseman kind of hugging a little bit more, playing the pole, and they just moved her across enough and hit it right past the shortstop and Chrisberger there to bring up the tying run. And as we mentioned, if you're an HCV fan a few innings ago, you didn't want to see Tori Richter coming up to the plate because there's 3 up and 3 down. Well, no matter what happens, she's coming up to the plate. It's just 2 outs, runners on. What's going to happen in front of her?
Olivia Haugen comes in as the runner. She's aboard at first. And at the plate, here Camry Nelson has the pitch in the dirt. Good block by Quam to keep that runner from advancing. Nelson 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. Closey facing her for the 3rd time, delivers the pitch, swing and a miss, runner off first base. And Quam as the catcher, you're going to want to pay attention to the runner, of course, but at the same time you maybe are a little more hesitant because you don't want something like a throwing error to allow that runner to move up. 1-1 delivery, called strike 2. 1-2. Nobody out, runner on first base. Pinch hit, base hit for Natalie Fontaine. Olivia Haugen coming in to run for her. At first, Camry Nelson at the plate with the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Corey Erickson with a big fist pump in the dugout for Hillsboro-Central Valley. 2 outs away from trying to make state since 2019 and snap a streak that the Squirrels have been to state every year since 2012, and if it happens...
And it's currently 2023.
Well, and if it happens, we'd have a new state champ for the first time since 2017.
Yeah, 4 straight titles plus the COVID year
Correct.
thrown in there for the Squirrels.
Correct.
Ball 1 to Tori Richter. Closey maybe being asked to pitch around. Here's a ball here towards second base. Ensign will glove it. And a big second out. Tries to double off the runner at first, but Haugen gets back in. So the soft line out for out number 2. And that will bring up Grace Fletcher.
Fletchuk made a great play in the 6th inning at shortstop. We'll see if she can add to it now here at the plate. This is someone that, Scott Koss would love to come up in this situation. She's put the ball in play today here against Closey.
At an RBI single, the first is a ground ball. Snagged by Weiss at third. She'll throw across. Diving! Out at first! The great snag by Weiss at third, and Hillsboro-Central Valley wins 5-3 over Central Cass. What a game there, and a state qualifying game. We still got a region championship to come up, but we got a lot to unpack there. It's all coming up as far as the post-game report. 5-3, Hillsboro-Central Valley with the win over Central Cass on YourLiveEvent.com.
Trail District Health Unit is here to provide you with health and wellness services, including health education, blood sugar and hemoglobin. Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Well, for the first time since 2019, Hillsboro-Central Valley will advance the state. And for the first time since 2012, Central Cass will not, as the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros win the state qualifying elimination game 5-3 over the Central Cass Squirrels. Let's look at our game summary in this one as the Burros get a run across in the first inning. Here, Peyton Quam leads off with a single, and an error in the field allows her to go to second base. She would steal third and come in to score on the Serena Closey RBI ground out. Squirrels with a run back in the bottom of the first as Tori Richter leads off with a triple. She scores on the base hit from Grace Fletchock, and then Serena Closey finds the strikeout groove as she strikes out the next 7 batters she faces. Here to have that 1-1 score going into the second inning as Danielle Du Bois leads off with a walk, and she would come in to score after advancing here on a sacrifice bunt and a wild pitch over to third base. Megan Ensign would ground out. The run comes in 2-1. Hillsboro-Central Valley with the lead. Third inning, nothing. Fourth inning, in that one, both teams score as the top half of the inning sees Hillsboro-Central Valley. They would get the leadoff hit. Ellie Weiss with a leadoff double, replaced by Casey Hong, who come in to run. Santa Kritzberg comes up with an RBI single 2 batters later. And then after Evelyn Willison would walk with 2 outs, steal second base with runners on the corners, Dora Leesburg would come up with second and third 2 outs, and she would get a base hit, scoring both runs. She'd be tagged out on the base path here as trying to push for second on the throw. But the 3 runs come in, 5-1 at that point. Central Cass with the response, getting 2 of those runs back. Taylor Severson leads off with a single. Katie Sinner walks. Both come in to score on the Whitney Mitchell 2 RBI single, and the error allowing her to go all the way to third base, but she would go no further as she would be stranded there to end the inning. As after that 2 RBI single in the fourth, there would just be 2 more runners to reach base as some defensive plays out in the field, and Serena Closey throwing some strikeout pitches there as well. She would retire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the last 13 batters she faced. 1 would reach on an error, and 1 would be a leadoff single in the 7th from Natalie Fontaine as the tying run came to the plate, but no further for Central Cass as the ground out glove there at third to end it. And that would be your final as Hillsboro-Central Valley gets the victory over Central Cass 5-3. That's your game summary here on your postgame report on yourliveevent.com. Stick with us. We'll have more coming your way next.
Hi, I'm Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank, and I would like to know your story. Our lives and our businesses are comprised of events. We have all had our failures and successes, and these events define our character. If your character includes values like trustworthy, respectful, honest, and responsible, then your story matches well with ours, and we would consider it a privilege to be your financial partner. At the Goose River Bank, we believe that a strong bank builds strong communities. The Goose River Bank, member FDIC.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. take in the sights, or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club is made up of parents, fans, and community members who work together to build team and community spirit. The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club supports Hillsboro and Central Valley students in their school activities, and they encourage all students to be involved in the activities at your school. The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club takes great pride in uniting the communities to support the boroughs. Congratulations to the area graduates, and best of luck in your future endeavors from the Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club.
Welcome back to our postgame report on YourLiveEvent.com as the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros pick up the victory over the Central Cass Squirrels 5-3. The final here as we talk with our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, Jorah Leesburg, for the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros. And congratulations here. Before we get to talk about the victory here, let's talk here and we're going to twist that there. And let's talk, well, what do we want to talk about first? A couple big plays for you in this one. The at-bat, the defensive catch.
Yes.
What do we want to talk about?
Whatever you want to talk about first.
Oh, it's my choice.
Yes.
All right, I like that. Well, let's talk about that catch there in left field. Coming in, Kaylee coming out there, the collision, and you hang on to it.
Yes.
What was going on in that play?
Well, all I know is I'm going to catch that darn ball whether or not I get hit or not. And it was coming down, and I saw it. I just knew I had to hold on to it. There's nothing else. It just happened.
Well, and able to hang on to it. A big out there for the team. Did it really feel like you guys had some good energy, not only after that play, but really throughout the game here today?
Oh, yeah, we had amazing energy. This is honestly the best that we've ever played. We were just as a team and not just bigger than a team, but a family out there.
As a defender, to start the game, Central Cass gets a couple of base hits. They score a run. It's tied up.
Yeah.
Serena gets in the zone, 7 straight down by the strikeout.
Yeah.
What's that do for the defense here when you know your pitcher's on like that?
Well, you're always ready to go, but it gives you confidence to know that your pitcher's on and that you'll always be behind them.
Well, okay, and able to produce some runs as well,
Yes.
too. Let's talk about that 2 RBI base hit for you. What was going through that at bat?
Well, mostly up there, I knew that as my senior year that I have to make a play. It's now or never, and I went up there knowing that I'm going to hit it.
For this senior group, 8th graders last time you were in state? Or was it freshman year?
I think I joined my freshman year, so I was not part of that yet.
Okay, so this is your first state appearance
Yes.
then. Excitement around that?
Oh, definitely. This is something that I didn't ever think was going to happen, and then this year was the best chance I think that we had, and it was just going out there playing our hardest.
All right, you got one more game to play. What do you
Yes.
got to do now to get ready for this one?
Just maybe eat something, get in the mindset, ready to hit, and catch anything that comes out.
All right, Jorah Leesburg here for the Hillsboro-Central Valley Bros. Congratulations. We'll let you go get ready.
Yes.
Congratulations and best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
There we go. As our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, Jorah Leesburg for the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros. As remember, life takes energy. Find out more online. Tomorrowison.com, the website for Enbridge Energy. We'll be back with more of your postgame report after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Kindred Vikings Booster Club is an organization of parents and community members that supports and encourages the advancement to Kindred athletic programs, focusing on wholesome school spirit, promoting good sportsmanship, and developing high ideals of character. For more information, or if you'd like to be part of the Kindred Vikings Booster Club, send an email to kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. That's kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Vikings! At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
Hillsboro-Central Valley with the victory over Central Cass. 5-3 our final score as we look out at the field getting ready, and that one's got to be adjusted again, Chase, since we got time right now. Or wait, because it's going to have to get done again. Let's look here at our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection in this one. Halstead Telephone Company, they are how to connect. Discover local reliability you can trust with Halstead Telephone Company online, halsteadtel.com. And you look at a couple of plays in this one here defensively. The precision, we talked about it here with Jorah Leesburg, that catch out in left field, collision made, so that wasn't precise, but able to hold on to it throughout the collision and pick up a big out. That was precise there, so that catch out in left field for Jorah Leesburg, that is our connection in this one, staying connected here with Halstead Telephone Company. They are how to connect. Precision in this one from RDK Enterprises, Hillsboro and Drayton. Wishing everyone a safe planting season, and you want to revisit the performance of your planter, talk to the guys at RDK Enterprises online, planterdoc.com. Precision in this one. Here is Serena Closey. 7 was the strikeout streak she hit over the first, second, third innings. Here in those first 3 innings, she struck out 8 of the 9 outs in that frame. Or in those frames, I should say. Here has held the Squirrels to just 3 base runners, 1 run across, despite 2 of the 3 hits being extra base hits. And able to be precise there, lock into that groove. Finished with double digits, 11 strikeouts on the game for her. That's precision in the circle from Serena Closey and RDK Enterprises, Hillsboro and Drayton. Final stats coming your way next. Then we get ready for a region championship coming up. It'll be Kindred-Richland versus Hillsboro-Central Valley on yourliveevent.com.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow in the new space and move forward with excellence.
The City of Hillsboro welcomes you to town, conveniently located halfway between Fargo and Grand Forks. Shop for your personal items, farm and business supplies at our local stores. If you're looking for a new home or a working job, check out the opportunities in Hillsboro and see what the community can offer you and your family. The City of Hillsboro congratulates the area graduates on your achievements, and they wish you all the best in your future. They hope that you'll carry pleasant memories of school days and graduation time for the rest of your life. Congratulations and best of luck, graduates, from the City of Hillsboro.
Do you want that new boat? Are you building onto your home? Maybe you want the new camper or ATV. Dakota Heritage Bank can help you. This is Dustin Nagel, President at Dakota Heritage Bank Hillsboro location. You can visit with me or our other loan officers to help with loans and lines of credit from Dakota Heritage Bank. We are serving you with locations in North Dakota and Northwest Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank offers financial services you expect with a local perspective. dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros with the victory over the Central Cass Squirrels. 5-3 your final score on your Golden Harvest Tim Kazette Seat Sales scoreboard. Here's we bring in the head coach of the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros, Corey Erickson. And Corey, congratulations on this one. And where do we begin to describe this one and the excitement amongst the girls right now?
I was speechless in the huddle. I said, I hate to kill the mood, but we have a game again in 30 minutes. I'm floored. I am so happy for my team. They worked so hard through so much this year. For Ellie, who's been a little bit unsure of herself over at third base, to get that final tough play, that final out, and make a good strong throw over to first base for the last out of the game. Poetic is all I can say. Jorah Leesburg coming up huge with that catch out in left field. Serena pitching probably the game of her life today. And just so many other big plays. Girls fought for it. Our dugout was outstanding. I can't say enough about the fight that these kids have.
And I'm glad you mentioned that defense right away, because not only the one at the end, but also Ellie with the hip catch there, the collision. Kaylee had 4 balls in one inning, made one error, but still rebounded to get the out on the next one coming her way. And girls all around making the routine plays to be in the game and the big plays to win the game.
You know, Central Cass is such a tough team. They beat you in so many ways. Scott is just an incredible coach, and a coach I look up to so much. And, you know, to battle with that team, knowing the lineup that they have, we were able to get them to pop out in some big situations. You know, Kaylee came up huge there. We got some, you know, a lot of key flyouts, and our outfielders were up to the task today. You know, even with that wind howling in from dead center field. Yeah, I don't know what to say, honestly, Jake. That's the first time we've beaten that team in program history, and to do it in such a big situation. You know, we had a really good shot back in 2019 when we took 4th at state, and we lost to them on a walk-off error to go to the state championship game. You know, just you keep having some of those flashbacks. You know, hoping that, you know, Central Cass is so good. Is the other shoe going to drop at some point? You know, when are they gonna find that little chink in our armor or anything like that? We held tough, and again, we're competitors. We're young, but we're feisty and proud.
And you got one more game to go. Region title on the line, so Corey, we'll let you go get ready for that one. Real quick though, what's the keys in this one here for the Burros?
I asked Serena, I'm like, ready to go another 7? And she's like, yep, so you know what? It's her senior year. You know, this game is mostly for bragging rights. We'll see if it has a seed, but we're going to Minot. That's the biggest thing that we're happy about right now. We'll see how long Serena can go. Just play a good, solid game, see what happens. And, you know, Kindred Richland, they edged us by 2 runs on Saturday. You know, we'll see what happens today. You know, anything, you know, I don't want to be cliche, but anything can happen today, obviously. So throw the seeds out, throw the records out the door. We'll just play hard.
All right, let's go see it happen here. Corey, thanks again, and congratulations. Best of luck here upcoming.
Thank you so much.
There we go. It's Corey Erickson, head coach for Hillsboro-Central Valley, joining us here with our post-game coaches' comments after the Burros get the victory over the Central Cass Squirrels 5-3. Let's quickly here go through our final stats in this one. Here, as for the Central Cass Squirrels, Tori Richter would go 2 for 4 with a double and a triple plus a run scored. Grace Fletchock would be 1 for 4 with an RBI. Mickey Prochnow 0 for 3. Taylor Severson 1 for 3 with a run scored. Katie Sinner 0 for 2 at the plate with a walk and a run scored. Aspen Preen would go 0 for 3. Whitney Mitchell would go 1 for 3 with a pair of RBIs. It would be Paige Wixo 0 for 2. Camry Nelson 0 for 3 here today. Natalie Fontaine in a pinch hitting would go 1 for 1. Squirrels defensively had 1 error in the game. Pitching-wise, it would be Tori Richter with 6 1/3 innings, giving up 5 runs, 6 strikeouts, 5 hits, 3 walks in the game. Whitney Mitchell got the final 2 outs here with her 2/3 innings pitch. No runs, hits, walks, hit batters, anything like that. For the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros, Peyton Quam going 2 for 4 with a run scored, 2 stolen bases. Kaylee Kittleson 0 for 3 today. Serena Closey would be 0 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. Ellie Weiss 1 for 3 with a double. It would be Danielle Dubois going 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. Anna Kritzberger would be 1 for 2 with a run scored and RBI. It would be Megan Ensign going 0 for 3 with an RBI. Evelyn Wilson going 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. Jorah Leesberg would be 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Kate Onis played the field, did not record an at-bat, and Casey Hong, as a pinch runner, scored 1 run. Burros with 2 errors as a team. Pitching-wise, Serena Closey will take the win. 7 innings pitched, 3 runs allowed, 11 strikeouts, 6 hits, 1 walk in the victory. As Hillsboro-Central Valley, 5 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, 2 runners left on base. Central Cass with 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, 5 runners left on base. Hillsboro-Central Valley will take on Kindred Richland. That game coming up here for the region title. As we transition over now, this wraps up our post-game report, and we'll see you in a little bit for the Region 1 Championship coming up on YourLiveEvent.com.